on my YouTube channel, My Online Classroom, and today in this video I am going to show you the notes of class 10th History chapter 3rd Nationalism in India. So as you can see here, I have written all the important headings with the whole important points under those headings. First of all, introduction is be given, that what is the actual content we are going to read in this chapter. Next, it is effects of First World War, that during the First World War and after First World War, what was the condition faced by the India, that is be mentioned, and it is very important topic, and they all are the important headings as you can see. Next, move to the idea of Satyagraha. The definition is also be mentioned here. The correct meaning of Satyagraha, as you can see, Satya means truth and Agraha means appeal or request. So Satyagraha means appeal for truth or request for truth. See, all the important Satyagraha movements are also mentioned here. Champaran in Bihar. Second one is Kheda, district of Gujarat. Third is the Ahmedabad. Next heading we have the Rowlatt Act, and this is the act which was passed by the Britishers in India. As you can see here, this act given the government enormous powers to repress political activities and allowed detention of political prisoners without trial for 2 years. This act is also known as No Vakil, No Dalil and No Appeal. Next heading we have Jallianwala Bagh Massacre. Date is very important. Next, move to the Khilafat movement. Here under this Khilafat movement, see all the important points have been written. Even all the important words and the lines are highlighted, which is going to be helpful for you. Next heading we have Why Non-Cooperation. Remember, one book was written by the Gandhiji. Its name is Hind Swaraj in 1909. Then how the people, how they were cooperating in the non-cooperation movement at their own level. Here differing stands within the movement in the towns, how the people participated in this movement in the towns. All the important points are written here. Next, rebellion in the countryside. It is related to the tribal community. After this, it is going to become the tribal revolt. As you can see here, Gudem Hills of Andhra Pradesh. Next, move to the Swaraj in the plantations. Here, Inland Immigration Act of 1859 was passed by the Britishers. According to this, the plantation workers were not permitted to leave the tea gardens. Next heading we have Call of Non-Cooperation Movement. Why Gandhiji Call of Non-Cooperation Movement? The whole story is be given here in points. What was the reason behind of this? And it is also very important. Next it is Simon Commission. Simon Commission arrived in India in 1928 and they come to India to check the problem of the India, and when it is arrived in India, in this commission not a single Indian member was there, and all the Indian leaders and the people, they greeted when Simon Commission arrived in India with the slogan "Go Back Simon." Finally, in December 1929, under the presidency of Jawaharlal Nehru, the Lahore Congress formalized the demand of Purna Swaraj or full independence for India, and declared that 26 January 1930 would be celebrated as the Independence Day. Next, it is Gandhi-Irving Pact. On 5 March 1931, pact was signed between M.K. Gandhi and Lord Irwin, and according to this, under this pact, some proposals were be given here related to this. To withdraw all ordinances and prosecutions, to release all the political prisoners, to restore the confiscated properties of the Satyagrahis, and to permit the manufacture of salt. These all are the important demands. Next, move to the second round table conference. This second round table conference was held in London during September to December 1931, and Gandhiji attended to its behalf of the Indian National Congress. Next main heading we have the Salt March and the Civil Disobedience Movement. On 31st January 1930, Gandhiji sent a letter to Viceroy Irwin stating 11 demands, and under these demands, main demand it is to abolish the salt tax that is being mentioned here. When all these demands were not be accepted by the Irwin, then the CDM movement was be organized. Under this, 78 trusted volunteers started this salt march with Gandhiji. The march was over 240 miles from Gandhiji's ashram in Sabarmati to the Gujarati coastal town to Dandi. The volunteers walked for 24 days, about 10 miles a day, and finally on 6 April, Gandhiji reached Dandi and ceremonially violated the law manufacturing salt by boiling seawater. How participants saw the movement? Different participants are there. Businessmen, the railway workers, the workers who are working in different places, even the women. Sometimes this question is also coming in the exam. Next, move to the Pune Pact. It is given here. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who organized the Dalits into the Depressed Classes Association in 1930, clashed with Mahatma Gandhi at the second round table conference by demanding separate electorals for Dalits. Ambedkar ultimately accepted Gandhiji's position, and the result was the Pune Pact of September 1932. According to this act, it gave the depressed classes, later to be known as the scheduled castes, reserved seats in provincial and central legislative councils, but they were to be voted in by the general electorate. Next main heading of this chapter, it is difference between non-cooperation and civil disobedience movement, and from this also many of the times questions are coming. So here all the important points are be given here, like non-cooperation movement was launched between 1920 and 1922, CDM 1932-1934. Non-cooperation movement was launched because of an anger of Jallianwala Bagh tragedy, and CDM was launched to protest the arrival of the Simon Commission. NCM began with the surrender of titles, boycott of British institutions and goods, and CDM began with the deafening and breaking the colonial laws like salt law. NCM aimed for Swaraj or self-government, and CDM demanded complete independence or Purna Swaraj. NCM got the support of almost all sections of the society, whereas CDM had many limitations. The Dalits, Muslims, industrial workers and businessmen did not participate fully. Last heading of this chapter, it is the sense of collective belonging. So here, first point related to the image of Bharat Mata, which was first created by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay. After that, he wrote Vande Mataram as a hymn to the motherland. So all these important lines are given here. How in this painting Bharat Mata is portrayed as an ascetic figure. She is calm, composed, divine and spiritual. As you can see, all the points. Tricolor flags during the Swadeshi movement in Bengal, red, green and yellow was designed. It had 8 lotuses representing 8 provinces of British India and a crescent moon representing Hindus and Muslims. By 1921, Gandhiji had designed the Swaraj flag. It was again a tricolor, red, green and white, and had a spinning wheel in the center, representing the Gandhian ideal of self-help. Carrying the flag, holding it aloft, during marches became a symbol of defense. So all the symbol, what they representing, that is also very important to learn. So I hope in this way notes are going to helpful for you. So thank you everyone, and please like, share, subscribe the channel for more updates.